Oh my goodness. Emily, how are like you just got back, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, I did. I'm good. I'm okay. I cried in the parking lot of a Wendy's on the way back, but I'm otherwise okay.
Yeah, you had to drive the whole way, didn't you?
Yeah, we drove 16 hours this
Oh
past
my.
weekend.
I think if you're not crying in the parking lot of a Wendy's during a 16-hour drive, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was home in Canada in Nova Scotia and I came back to New York for reasons that I know. Sure. I'm sure there was a reason.
I mean, selfishly as your friend, I like that you're closer to me, although with the quarantine it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Queens versus Nova Scotia at this point.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
nice to be there. If you don't know, Nova Scotia only has 30 active COVID cases in the whole province right now. They've done a really good
wow.
job keeping it safe there. And so it was really nice to be there and not here for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm
And
jealous. That sounds amazing.
it was great. My parents have a new puppy. Her name is Stella. She's great. Um,
I
I
saw. I saw
offered to
all your
steal her.
pictures.
I took so many pictures of her.
You're really
I
paparazzi.
I've just been like sending people pictures of Stella, unprompted.
Um, except for me, I could always use more pictures of
Oh,
Stella.
you got it, baby. After this call, I'll send you a whole bunch. Uh, so that was nice. I don't know. Don't travel in the pandemic, but also I did. Sorry, I
There's
didn't.
ways to do it safely, I think. There's ways to do it in a
Yeah,
safe way.
we didn't like see other people or I mean or like go like on the way, and then we quarantined for 14 days when we got there in like an Airbnb on the water, which
Yeah,
was
that's a
nice.
long quarantine. That sounds beautiful.
It was great. It was great. But now I'm back and ready to rumble, you know?
Yes. It's a new dawn. It's a new day.
It's a
It's
new
a new
life for me, Michael Bublé. Yeah,
Should we just jump in?
let's do this thing.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Born ready. Welcome
Welcome
to
to Witchcast.
Witchcast.
Cause it's Witchcast.
I'm Emily,
I'm Kate.
and this is the Witchcast podcast. We
Right.
are your hosts,
Yes, that's right. We are.
bringing you in to this witchy world. We
Right.
talk to people who are vaguely involved in witchcraft or magic or pagan, neo-Wiccan, anything
Yeah.
really.
Esoteric, spirituality, if it's woo woo, we're interested.
If the Catholic Church wants it out, we want it in.
Exactly.
uh,
We have a really special guest for this episode. We're so excited to have her on. She's a good friend, a comedian. She is a Reiki practitioner as well as yoga teacher, tarot reader. Carmen Rodriguez, welcome.
Yay,
Hello,
welcome.
hi. Thank you for having
Hi.
me.
So
Thanks
happy to
for
have
being
you.
here.
It's been a long time in the making, so glad to have you.
Yes, love
How?
all these things, so
Yeah,
I'm ready.
all of it, all of it. How have you been? How's your January 20th going? That's the day
Um,
it's inauguration day, by the way,
Oh
folks.
yeah, also
Inauguration
Joe Biden
day.
was inaugurated today.
Oh
Cool.
my
So,
gosh.
I will say that I am celebrating Donald Trump no longer being president.
Ooh,
I still have my issues with Biden and
of course.
Harris.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's like I'm
Same.
celebrating, but I'm also like we still have to hold them accountable. Um and that's another conversation for another day. But
This is actually very much the space for that
We've
conversation.
been talking quite a lot about
We
politics.
honestly talk more about politics than witchcraft the last
so
few
yeah,
months.
I think I'm just I'm excited, but I'm also I think there's a little bit of me that's also worried that people are kind of just going to be like, okay, well, everything's okay now because Trump is gone. I'm like, no, Trump was a symptom of a very big problem.
Yeah.
So
Well
that
put.
being said, that was great. But it's also just been, I think I'm someone who has issues with seasonal depression. I am a very sociable and someone who likes to be out of the house a lot.
Mhm.
So being in quarantine for almost a year has been like probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. I'm just like, I can't do this. And I would definitely think today was one of those days. I was like, we're just gonna cry in bed while working. It's okay. It's okay. It's
fine.
totally fine.
Yeah, this is fine. Absolutely.
I think this year, especially just like the society that we're in, it's always like about pushing forward and just keep going, going, going. And I think I touched on this before when we talked for the revolution, Kate. But this year I'm like, I have to actually slow down a little bit and take a break from like constantly being go, go, go. So right now I'm just trying to be like kinder and nicer to myself and being like, if you're feeling sad, like let yourself be sad. I think like a year ago I would have just tried to like push through it or distract myself or like go out for a drink or do whatever instead of actually just being like, okay, you're sad, like cry it out, bitch. And like,
yeah, I feel like that's been the lesson of this pandemic in a lot of ways is like there's no getting away from your feelings and like just learning to be like, all right, today's a day where I work and cry. Like, you know, I'm gonna slack, but I'm also really miserable, and that's just the way it's gonna be.
Yeah. Like I was like, I'm going to answer. I mean, I was like a year ago, if you want to cry while you're at work, people would see you. Now no one can see you.
Yeah, you can just let it rip.
Yeah. No one
you
can
used to
tell
have
how
to
many.
hide in the supply closet. Not anymore, baby.
Nope.
Right. Who cares when's the last time you took a shower? They can't smell you through the screen.
Nope. Did I wash my face? No. But here I am.
Smell you through the screen is the kiss you through the phone.
I'm like, ooh.
That's amazing.
Would listen to that.
I would as well. I feel all of that. I feel like I definitely I was just recording messages to my therapist today about how I'm constantly, I think, trying to find the balance as an activist between feeling so guilty, like I'm not doing enough, and realizing that I'm also, it's not squarely on my shoulders, and it's quite egotistical to think that. Like, it's not up to me to save the world, but I will say that every little bit and every step and moment we all take as a collective group and community, all these other people doing so much amazing work, I think gives me hope. I think like the tremendous work in Georgia, it gives me hope. I think there's a lot of on the ground kind of activists and politicians, like Stacey Abrams, like who are just really who are not ready, I think, to give up. And I think also, is with his faults, Biden does realize how much work that he has to do. When he walked away at the end of the inauguration, he fist bumped somebody and said, I forget who he said it to, but as he was walking out, he was like, all right, we got a lot of work to do. Like, he was already on his, clearly in his mind, there was like, he's going to pass a ton of executive orders today. So I feel like it's like a abusive ex leaving the house. It's like, you still need to rebuild. You still need to go to therapy and physical, and like, you might need to go to the hospital. Like, it's not like things are going to be better, but like,
need to go to the hospital.
person who's actively like maybe beating you is gone. I don't know if that's a good analogy. There's still beating going on, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
it's a glimmer of hope.
It's also too just like, I think like as someone, I was like, I am physically exhausted from the past like almost year, and just life in general. I was like, my job like stresses me out, and I was like, and this man is like the oldest man to become president, and is taking on like the most stressful job in the world right now. I'm like, what? Why? Like,
I know.
A part
I worry
of me
about him from so many angles.
Yeah, I'm so
like,
worried about Grandpa Joe.
I was like, is this how you really like? I hope nothing happens to him, but I'm like, is this how you want to spend the last bit of your life? Because sir, like,
oh boy,
no. So yeah, in that sense, I think it's just like for me at least, like everything that happened at the Capitol a couple of weeks ago was like really stressful and upsetting. And like, especially as someone who like is not white in America, like I've seen these things and like going to protests over the summer and being, making sure I had like someone's number written on me just in case, making sure that someone knew where I was, just all those things. And I've had more trouble getting into the dentist's office like than those people at the Capitol. So it's like that was also just incredibly frustrating. And I think what made me even more frustrated is that people were surprised. And I was like, what? Like they were all like running all over the internet being like, we're going to storm the Capitol. Like,
it was bananas. They had time to make t-shirts. Everyone knew. I knew. Like, and I run a witch podcast and live in Queens.
Like, and like not only that, I was also upset because January 6th is Three Kings Day. That's like another Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was like, you fuckers stole the show. Like, I was like, it was supposed to be all about the Three Kings and the camel. And now we're all talking about you idiots. So, yeah, like I'm very excited that he's in office because I'm like, he will definitely do a better job than Trump. I also wish it just happened a little earlier. Like yesterday, I know they were like, we reached 400,000 deaths in the United States. And it's just like, I think, and even with the vaccine and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris being elected, is that happened. But in order for us to see like the benefits of that, it's going to take a little bit of time. And that means there's going to have to be like some more loss and some more like difficulty. Like the light at the end of the tunnel is still very far. So I think while I am optimistic, I'm like, it's still nothing's going to change for a little while. So I'm kind of grappling with that duality.
Absolutely. I mean, the NYPD just made dozens of arrests during a peaceful protest for Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday. People were voguing and
they
dancing
pulled
in
the same dumb bullshit that they did all fucking summer. And, like, and after this, I mean, like, not that the Capitol thing was a surprise, but like, fuck you. Like, it's just, you can't even pretend. You can't even pretend to not be an asshole.
Stuff like the PBA and the NYPD, they're posting all this stuff about Martin Luther King, and then an hour later are like
such bullshit.
So it's just like, I see stuff like that, and I'm like, I just hate it here so much. And like, even like everything with the vaccine, like, it's just like there's sometimes where I feel like I'm like, I know things are difficult. I'm like, but you had time. Like, if I get in trouble for like not keeping on top of my work and I'm not saving any lives, then I'm like, like, you have one job. One. So just dealing with that frustration, also is trying to stay hopeful, but it's just a lot for everything. And I think I've also used to be someone who, and I didn't realize it until recently, would always like kind of be a little toxic positive like a year ago, where now I'm like, no, like this shit sucks. Like, I don't need to be like, well, at least I got to, like, no, like I can say like, this shit sucks. And yes, I am learning things. And yes, I am like, there are certain things that I'm doing that I wouldn't have done before, but that does not change the fact that this is still a shitty situation.
Yeah,
absolutely. So can you go back to toxic positive? What does that mean?
It's like, it's someone who, and the best, like sometimes maybe your employers may say something like this, where it's like, look at the bright side. And at least, like, like, it's not this bad, or just not. I was reading an article about it earlier because I was like, what is this? Like, I've been hearing this, but it's like this like theory that like it could be so much worse. So just like be happy.
Yeah.
Like instead, like a good thing that like I could say is like, yeah, this pandemic really sucks, but at least I don't have COVID. Like, it's
like, why?
So
Yeah,
Right.
right.
It's like dismissing the reality of your own experience and your own feelings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that shit all the time, and I hear myself do it, and like I don't even mean it. Like it comes out, and like if people are being too like down, sometimes I'll be like, "But at least there's this," and it's like I don't think that. I don't know why this is. It's just like a reflex where it's like we can't be sad.
Yeah, like
Why?
no, we
Why
can't
not?
be sad, and it's like no, like
Right.
it's something that exists, and it's like who, like we all have it, and like emotions aren't like they're not who you are. Like I am feeling sad, but I am not like a
Right.
sad person. So like
Right.
also differentiating that and being like, okay, you are sad today, but that does not mean your whole existence is sad. Which I
Yeah.
think like I would normally be like, "Ah,
Yeah.
I am sad."
Yeah.
Well, this is it.
Yeah, I would have to be like, no, like there's going to be better times, like, and being like, it's okay that you're feeling like this right now. Like, this is something that you're feeling right now. Let's acknowledge it. Let's accept it. And like, also know that this is not forever. Whereas I think like toxic positivity, we just be like, but it's not forever. Instead of being like, oh, this is actually shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to say that things suck. It doesn't mean anything really. It's okay. Like if it sucks, it sucks. You can label it that and then move on. You know? Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
what I've been also trying to remind myself of.
It's hard. I think that it comes in a lot to play with grief too. Like I when and I'm sure you've experienced this as well, but like when my friend died, I remember just being so angry because everyone was saying to me was saying the wrong thing. Like no one could say the right thing, and it took me a while to realize that there is no right thing to say when you've lost someone, and like grief is so personal and lonely by design. Like however you're feeling, no one else is feeling, and that's the truth, I guess, for all feelings. But from like now, whenever I experience loss or I know someone who's experienced loss, usually I just go to, that sucks. That's really hard. Like, this is really hard. Like, there's nothing else to say because it is what it is. Like, the truth of the situation, and the truth of where we are as a country, the truth of however you're feeling emotionally is what's happening. So, yeah, I completely understand what you're saying, Carmen. And I think being kind to ourselves and acknowledging where we are is a great step towards actually being able to work through those emotions rather than repress, which is usually, I think, what our instinct is. It's my instinct. And then you end up crying in Wendy's parking lot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or screaming at someone like I do. Yeah. So what tools do you use? I know you're very spiritually minded, and like we mentioned, you teach yoga, you practice Reiki. What are some like spiritual ways that you kind of work through these difficult feelings and hard realities?
I think there's been a few things. I do try to meditate. And even if I'm just closing my eyes and like my mind is still running like all over the place, but I'm just like sitting in stillness for like, I'm like, no, like this is like, it's okay. Like just sit here for a second. That has been like one thing that's been helpful. And it also keeps like, I think just having like a routine is like really grounding for me. So I'll do that, and then I do like some card pulls every morning. Right now I have next to me I have a goddess deck, an animal spirit deck, and a tarot deck. And I'll do a pull from there. I'll write a gratitude list of like things I'm grateful. And sometimes it'll be like the silliest thing. Like I'll just be like my bed, sleep, like my mom, and like my breath, and like other things. And then other times it'll be something actually like that'll be something different. And I try to either do yoga or take a walk in the park. For me, like I'm great. So I became a yoga teacher. Like I got my certification during the pandemic, or like in the first part of it. So from like March to June. And while that was really hard and difficult, I'm really thankful I did it, because I don't think I would have had built my like at home practice as much. Like I think I just kind of like practicing at home is still really hard for me, but at the time I had no choice because I was in training. So I was like, there's like I had to take class. So I was like, all right, like this is what we have to do. So it's really helped me in that sense, just like ground and connect to my body and like have a new appreciation for the practice. Like I'm like, oh well, no, like actually like this helps me, and like there's certain poses that are really like difficult for me and uncomfortable, and it's also forced me to remember that like everything is temporary. So like this that I'm in is temporary, this discomfort is temporary, and like how can I practice this in my everyday life? So bringing those practices in along with tarot and meditation has helped bring like a sense of like normalcy, and also like has helped me connect with those practices a little bit more too. Like now that I'm home during the pandemic, like I used to have to like, I would get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and do all this stuff before work and then go to work and then be out for it. And that was like my time for myself. Whereas like now, if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I actually just don't want to get out of bed right now. And I don't like getting out of bed means that like my workday starts and like, I don't want to deal with that right now. So then I can also like do that on my lunch break. And that's helped just like knowing that I'm like, okay, this is not the only time that I have to do it. Or if I can't do it today, I just can't do it. Like that's totally fine. And even though this isn't spiritual in a sense, I've been doing like some inner child work and trying to remember like what my inner child like loved.
I would argue that's totally spiritual.
Okay, fair, thank you. I think I'm still trying to figure out, I was like, maybe I do have The Sims. I was like, maybe I'll start playing The Sims again, because I loved dolls. Like I like Barbies, American Girl. Like I was like, if there's a doll, I want it. Like I love that. And like a dollhouse, like I don't know, should I go out and buy a dollhouse? Like trying to figure out like what. But a lot of reading and coloring. Like I haven't colored as much lately, but there was like a period of time where I was like coloring a lot. And those were just things I really liked as a kid. So trying to bring those back into my life and into my practice to kind of be like, all right. And comforting movies. Like I put on Freaky Friday a couple of weeks ago. Now and
Nice.
like things that I'm like, I could have seen it 1,000 times, but I'm like, but this like brings me back to like a time where like I was a lot more carefree. And so I'm gonna go with that.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I need to be nicer to my inner child. Going back to what you're saying about our government, always our culture too in this country being very forward moving, or like we have this mentality of just like, you know, work, you know, who cares about yourself. It's very hard, I think, to take time. I've started doing more, or trying to do more little crafts.
Mm-hmm.
Something I made an actual wheel that you can spin for my sketch group. Oh, I just dropped it. But you can spin it and like pick a writing challenge based on
That's
out of
fun.
a hanger and cardboard. I was very proud of myself.
Nice.
But I love all of those tips. I think that's like everything you mentioned is really helpful.
Yeah, and I'm very into, I feel like inner child work and shadow work sometimes kind of go hand in hand, because a lot of our like things that we carry with us as we go forward in the world are our childhood experiences.
Absolutely.
They are. And I think too, like I've been and therapy. If you're able to get therapy, get therapy. Like
Yeah.
definitely helped me. But I've been talking to my therapist also too, like speaking of like inner child work, I think, and I don't know where it came from, but there are times where I realize I just don't talk that nice to myself. Like I'll be nice to everybody else, but I'll be so critical of myself. And one thing that I'm like, no, you actually need to be, because I'll be like, why do I feel so bad? And I'm like, oh, because I've been telling myself all day that I'm like lazy because I wanted to stay in bed.
Yeah.
And having to be like nicer to myself and be like, no, like you're not lazy because you wanted to be in bed all day.
Yeah.
Like that's okay.
Right.
You're allowed that time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally. I feel like one of the best things I've done for myself is like now I have this thing that I say, which is just don't talk to me like that. Which is and
When
then
you think something bad to yourself, you say that to yourself.
yeah, I say don't talk to me like that, and then I say, all right, well, you're having like let's talk about this the way that I would actually talk to another person instead of to myself. Yeah, and it really helps. Makes
I
you
love that.
feel less in the you know the
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
I sometimes have to try and picture myself. I have to like disassociate almost a little bit sometimes, like if I'm really in like kind of a shame spiral. And lately I've been feeling like this pandemic has brought out a lot of like latent body image issues I thought I had kind of conquered, but like clearly had not fully. And I think it's a continual journey, right? But I think like being sedentary, being locked in inside, like not being, and then of course, like I didn't exercise and ate like garbage for several months to deal with the anxiety of the pandemic and everything else going on. So I just kind of started to feel really terrible about myself. And sometimes I feel like I need to imagine me as a friend next to me and like talk to me as a separate person in order to actually be nice. Because sometimes it's really hard when you're within your own head. You just kind of,
Yeah,
the thoughts just circle down the drain.
yeah, and
Just
they can
like
really
spiral. And I'll be like, what set me off? And I'm like, oh, because like someone said one thing and it made me think of this. And then I thought, how I'm not gonna blah, 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 blah. And like it just spirals. And it's also because we're
yeah.
home all the time and like things are hard right now, it makes it like so much easier to just like fall into that. Like I can fall into that downward spiral so quickly. I'll be like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
That's a really good point. I didn't think of it that way, but we're kind of like I feel like a goldfish. I feel like I'm trapped in like a goldfish bowl, and like I think the internet and the technology that we have is, I'm grateful for it because it allows us to be in contact in ways that normally we wouldn't have in a situation like this. But it also becomes, I feel like our stimulation sensors. I'm curious to see what the studies years from now show, looking back at us, like of just I'm trying to lessen my screen time because I feel like that's the only thing I'm stimulating myself with is screen time,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the great mental health challenge of our, young lives. Who knows what comes next, but
I'm tired of living through major historical events. Like,
Yeah.
so tired. I'm like,
We just have like really chill, like super boring,
yeah.
years for the next 50 years. That'd be great. Astrologically, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but
Yeah, like astrology has been like, oh, things are fucked. And I'm like, stop.
Why?
I said a couple of weeks ago to one of my friends, I was like, I don't know what I did in a past life to be an American during this time, but whatever it is, I'm truly sorry. It's just like, so I'm like, come on. Like, what did I do? What did I do? That someone was like, that's what you're gonna get.
That's what you're gonna get. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, and this is not to be toxic positive, but I did want to mention something that my therapist just asked me to do to work on body image issues is write down 3 things I like about myself every day. We've also, one has to be physical and I can't repeat anything. So I've just started doing that this is my first day. We'll see. I'll report back later and we'll see how it goes. But I also have like, we've talked about doing gratitude lists to help with anxiety of like what you're, like you said, like I'm thankful for my bed. I think those kind of things are so wonderful. And they kind of like tickle that like inner child shadow, deep gut place, right? It's like a very primal, simple thing of like, I have a cool pillow to like rest my head on. Like I love the way noodles taste. It's like those little things are what makes, I think, life so great in a way. Noodles and pillows primarily.
Those two things.
Carbs.
Yeah. Carbs really just
yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think, yes, being an American in this time, I definitely think my soul needed to learn a lot of lessons, needed to grow quite a bit. But I am grateful for the things that I do have, and I recognize, and I do continually want to try and do what I can for those who have less. And also, if it's any consolation, I do think the rest of the world is also kind of garbage fiery too right now.
Except if you're in Australia or New Zealand, I'm like, why? That's my next trying to find someone in Australia or New Zealand who will know.
I know, but New Zealand's also really terrible towards its Aboriginal population. So
That's
like
true.
There's pros and cons, every place sucks
everywhere in the world sucks, and that's why
Wait, New Zealand is mean to their I thought that was Australia. I thought New Zealand was all we had. No dice.
We have nothing.
No, sorry. I've looked. There's no paradise.
I did see a couple of months ago, Groupon sent me an email about buying an acre on Mars. So I'm going to look into that and see if I can just get beamed to Mars.
Hard pass from me. Elon Musk's already on his way there.
God.
It's going to be the...
Why can't I have anything?
It's probably so dry for your skin.
It's fine. I have skincare products.
We'll just have to build our paradise ourselves.
Yes.
Not a daunting task at all.
We got it. We totally got it. Actually, you know what? Gen Z's got it. They're good. Look at Greta Thunberg. She's killing it. She's
I don't know. Have you seen TikTok? Some of it's great, but some of it's...
true. We're doomed. I did want to talk to you about Reiki, because we have had other, witches. Well, first of all, do you call yourself a witch or consider yourself witchy? What is your relationship to that word?
I think I've never been asked that question. And I think a little bit of like the imposter syndrome pops up, because I'm like, I cannot be a witch. Like, I'm not that cool. So I'll be like, no. So I feel witchy, but like I'm like, no, like just also like whenever anyone says like, oh, you're a yoga, like they'll be like, oh, Carmen's a yoga teacher. I'm like, me? And I'm like, yeah, you got like that. What did you do last year? Like, you have all of 2020 to show for it. So I definitely feel witchy. I feel like definitely people would identify me as a witch, but I don't feel like I am a witch because I don't feel that cool.
I think you're definitely that cool.
Oh, thank you.
I would not be concerned about the coolness factor.
Yeah. So how did you get into Reiki, and what is Reiki for those people who don't know?
Okay. So, Reiki is it's two Japanese words, Rei and Kai, or Reiki, and it means universal life force energy. And Reiki is healing through touch and energy. You can also do it. I've done distance Reiki before multiple times. But it's basically like I'm the conductor of energy, and whoever's receiving it is like getting like, I'm like helping you realign and heal yourself. Some people feel a lot of different things. I remember the first time I got Reiki, I felt like I had done drugs without doing drugs, and I was like, yes, like how do I keep this? Like, I like this. So, and my first Reiki experience was with the lovely Xenia Verre. On Instagram, she's Myths of Creation. She gave me my first Reiki session. Just like, I remember the feeling of like, whoa, like feeling really good and lighter. And then being on, I think it was the Minka Brooklyn website, like I was like, I want to get my Reiki attunement. The first one I looked at, it was a weekend that I couldn't do. And so I saw that there was one it was like, wow, it was like 3 years ago, this weekend, which is crazy.
Happy anniversary, Ricky.
Yeah. I saw that they were doing like Reiki 1 and 2 in a weekend, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. And I did it. And my 2 Reiki godmothers, Manu and Aki, were just like fantastic. If anyone's looking for to get Reiki attuned or interested in Reiki, I highly recommend Minka. They're fantastic witchy space. And I just remember being there, and they were also like, it didn't feel, I wanted to go somewhere where I was like, I don't want to be like the only person of color. Like, I want to be around all different kinds of people, and everyone who was there, it was just like a very, I don't want to be like, it was a diverse group, but it was just like a different group of people than like I had been looking at places in Williamsburg and Greenport, and I was like, I know I'm going to be like the only person of color there. I knew that. I was like, that's not the environment I want. So I got my Reiki attunement. So the first, like, Reiki 1 is kind of like for yourself and friends and family, and then Reiki 2 is like a higher attunement where you can like actually give it to people outside of friends and family. And when I got my level 2 attunement, we did this meditation, and I was like brought to in the meditation, I was like brought to a beach in Puerto Rico, and like my guides were there, my grandparents, like it was just like a very like intense feeling. And then feeling like I was getting messages from my grandmother who had passed away 10 years earlier at that point, that whole night. And I was like, this is weird. And I was like, what's happening? And like, since getting my Reiki attunement, like there's been certain things, like I do notice I'm very sensitive to energy, like alcohol. Like I was already a lightweight before, and now I'm like, I don't even drink that much anymore because it just like, I feel like it kind of messes with me a little bit more than before. And I've also had just like moments since getting my Reiki attunement where it's like it's a feeling that's different than like being anxious or your gut. It's just like something that I'm like, okay, something's about to happen and I don't know what it is, but it's but it's coming. And then after that, I just started doing like Reiki sessions and having different friends of mine. Like at first I practiced on different friends of mine because I also was like, I'm not ready. So I like practiced. And I think like every single, like anytime before I have a Reiki session, do a tarot reading, teach yoga, or would do like stand up or improv or sketch, I would always have this like feeling like the day before of like, what have I done? What have I done? Why did I say I was going to do this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing it? And then I start doing it, and it's like everything just like melts away, and like afterwards I'm like, this is why I do it. And so it happens every single time. So I'm like, I must be doing something right if I still get the same feeling. But my Reiki journey really started when I just like, I had a session and I was just like, this is something that I want to like help. If it helped me, and I want to be able to help people. And it was also a lot more affordable and quicker than becoming a yoga teacher, which was something I had wanted for a few years before that. But I was like, I can do this in a weekend and I can afford it right now, so I'm going to do it. But everyone should get Reiki. It's just a lovely practice.
Well, it sounds awesome. I've never done any Reiki stuff, but I'm intrigued.
I did a distance session on Sunday for a friend of mine who lives in the United Kingdom, and like I was so nervous the whole time. I was like, how? Because it like, and again, like I feel like this sounds so woo woo, but there's like no other way to say it. But like Reiki can travel through like distance and time. So even though like that person's on other content, like I can still send it to them. And so like the whole time I was like, how the fuck is this going to go to like another time zone across an ocean? Like, how is this going to work? And like, I was like, like the whole time before I was like, she's going to be like, I didn't feel anything. Like this was like all these things. And then she was like, oh my God, like, thank you so much. Like, this is all the things I was getting and blah, blah. So, even though I've been doing it for a while, I'm still like, am I do it? Like, I'm like, did I do it?
Yeah, you gotta let go of that imposter syndrome, girl. You are absolutely, you have arrived. You've done the work. You're here.
Thank you. I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do in
It's hard.
2020. It's so hard because I'm just like,
yeah, absolutely. The only Reiki session I've ever gotten, like when Rowan lived in, one of our friends who's been quick guest on the podcast, when he was in New York years ago, and he was getting his Reiki practitioner training. He like did some Reiki on my knee, and that was it. It's just like to help. I guess I was having knee problems. I just have a very clear memory of him like holding his hands over my knee.
Yeah.
Back in the day when we were subsisting on ramen. But yeah, I definitely would love to actually get a full session and learn more. I didn't realize that Reiki another friend of mine who also practices Reiki mentioned that she was tapping into some ancestral stuff as well. And I had no idea that was part of it. I always thought it was more of like a chi kind, I know that's Chinese based, but like, the kind of life force energy, like a mode of healing. But I didn't realize it also could tap into premonitions or ancestor spirit guide work or past lives. Like, that's really cool.
It's also just like, I think it also affects different people in different ways too. So like, I know my experience is different than other people's, but I've definitely had I've had moments where I'm like, I'll like send someone Reiki and I'm like, I hope it gets to them and gets there. But the biggest thing too with Reiki is you have to be ready and open to receive whatever it is and like that energy. And I never really understood that. But I'm like, but if someone's not open to receiving it, then you're just like kind of sending something and it's not going to it's like sending mail without like a postage stamp.
Oh, that's such a sad, a perfect metaphor. So did you have, and you referenced this earlier, so if anyone's interested, Carmen and I also spoke on the Revolution podcast, so you can always pop over to that later if you want to hear more. But you mentioned in that podcast that your family also has some kind of folk magic or spiritual interests.
Yeah.
That like, can you talk a little bit, like when did you first kind of get into this? And by the way, you can go as woo-woo as you want on this podcast. We're very pro woo-woo.
I think there's also, I will say, as someone like both sets of grandparents came to the United States from Puerto Rico. So I will say that I think because of colonialism, some things got like brushed aside. Because I remember saying to my mom once, I was like, Mom, like we definitely like grandma's sister, like there's definitely like some witchy stuff that's gone on with grandma, like with our family. And my mom was like, don't say that in front of any of your great aunts because they're all very Catholic.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, and it was like, I think it was just something that like generationally, it's like if you were a witch, you were like bad. Mm-hmm. And I also will say that I had a very brief past life reading once, and she was like, you're very connected to the ocean, and she's like, you were a witch in like many of your past lives, and like you would always get caught because I was too trusting of people, and how like my lesson was to like not be so trusting. Like my lesson in this life is to not be so trusting. And I'm trying, but it's hard.
Oh, no.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, but before, like, I would get caught and be like, "Yeah, what? I'm a witch." Like, what? Like, apparently, that was just like, what? Like, what's the big?
And we're over here trying to like out you on a podcast.
Yeah, we're like, no, you're a witch. No. We're sure of it.
But now it's cool, so it's okay.
Right, it's trendy now.
It's cool, but I will say, my so auntie in Spanish is titi. So my titi vet, my mom's sister, who is also like the first gay person I ever knew, um, she gave me my first tarot deck at 10. Like she was just like, and she gave it to me, and I was like, these look like fun cards. Like I was like, regular like playing cards look boring. Like these look fun. Like they have all the little signs on them. And I had it forever. Like I was just like, I had it. And she also like, I remember her like answering machine would be like Native American flutes, and then she'd be like, "Hi," like so, like if
She
there's
sounds
anyone
cool as hell.
who is she's the coolest person. Like she like will text me like we were texting the other night, and she was like, "Oh, she lives in City Island in the Bronx, so she's like in AOC's district and like does community stuff." So she was like, "Oh, I was just in a board meet or like a not a board meeting." She's like, "I was just in a community meeting with AOC," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, how do you have like better Friday night plans than me? Like, but she also gave me like my first crystal when I was like 15. She gave me clear quartz, which I still have. And they were just like little home remedies, and I can't remember what it was. Like, all I remember, it was like this jar of like, it looked like syrup, but it wasn't. It's like the complete opposite of syrup. It was fucking disgusting. But I would have to take a spoonful of it every single day before I went to school. And I never got sick. Like I would get sick like once a year with like a bad fever, but then like otherwise, like I wouldn't get really sick. Sometimes I'd get like pink eye because like
What can you do?
yeah, it's like
Poop
it's
is
in
everywhere.
elementary school, like that's what's gonna happen. But it was just like this, like, and it was just like you have to take it every single day. And there was just like a lot of like herbs, and like I think there was a lot of like Christianity involved, like a lot of prayer, but not understanding that like that prayer could also be like meditating and manifesting. But my titi vet was really like a big person in like my spiritual journey. And like she introduced me to like crystal deodorant. Like she was the one who had like all of that stuff, and even like telling me about like the Tainos, like the indigenous people in Puerto Rico, and like talking to me about that, and like talking to me about indigenous practices, and like lighting sage, like all of those things that I think when I was like a little kid, I was like, okay, like that's just her. Like I didn't even think of it as like weird. I was just like, that's her. Um, and that kind of really, like, then as I got older, I was like, oh wait, like this is really cool. And really helpful. And like I had that deck first. I still have it. And when I started practicing tarot, that was the first deck I used. And it just like it's just something that's helped me connect to like a different part of myself. And it was like one of the first times I remember like doing something, being like, oh, I like this and I want to keep doing this, and this is fun, and like I don't know what this will mean. I don't know if I'm going to make any money. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I like how I feel when I do it.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Wait,
whoa!
What was in the syrup? What was the syrup thing?
I don't know. I have to like ask my mom, because I was like, I remember once I was like, Mom, like what was that? Like what was it? And she was like, oh, it was like, oh, you mean blah 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 blah. And I was like, what does that mean? Like it just like I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like I can taste it in my mouth.
Like fish oil?
No, it wasn't. Didn't taste like fish.
Okay.
And maybe it was like, I don't know what it was, but it was like, I remember it was like in a big, like what used to be like probably a pickle jar, because it was like that same shape. And my mom would give me like a spoonful. It was just like
Oh.
Wow.
But also, ooh.
I love
Yeah,
that.
no, I know.
Wow, that's some folk magic right there.
Yeah, like it was, and it wasn't like there was no, like, I don't know what the recipe was. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was just like, no, you have this every night, every day. Like, there was no, like, I didn't, and
This is not a negotiation.
Yeah,
there was not a lot of, like, in regard to, like, if I was told to do something, wasn't a lot of negotiation. It was like, no, you're just doing it. And I was like,
Alright.
that was like what I remember, like, every single day. And now as an adult, I'm like, that was definitely like some like old island remedy shit that they brought back, and definitely where, like, I think where it would be like, this is not witchy. Like, I don't know, I'm not a bruja. Like, no. But I was like, that's definitely some witchy shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool.
That's-
Yeah, well, whenever you find out what it was, let us know.
I'll definitely
We want to know.
No.
be like, Mom, what was that? What was that nasty shit you used to give me?
Dude, I would take that every day if it meant I would never be, like, very rarely ever be sick. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was, and like, I was like, I mean, I was in elementary school. Like, yes, like, everyone gets sick, but I remember not being as sick as everyone else. But too, I would get like colds every once in a while and be like, Mom, can I stay home? She's like, you don't have a fever, you're fine. Sent me to school.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Also,
that
I
was
love-
always if you can fake a fever, that's how you get to stay home.
Yeah, like,
Oh yeah, the, like rubbing of the ear, rubbing of the forehead, stuff like that.
Not that I
also
ever
love
did that.
your TT. She sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like what a cool man. Like what a life goal. I
Yeah.
want to be someone's TT.
she's like the greatest person, and I'm sure if I told her that I was on a, like, talking about her on a podcast, she'd be like, oh my god. But she's like she also is a she has her own all female Afro-Caribbean performing arts ensemble, and she was like she does like all like the dancing for it, and like so I think I also see her as someone who is like, I'm going to make my own path and I'm going to do my own thing, which is also like witchy in and of itself, to be like, no, like, I'm not going to do like the standard thing that you're telling me I need to do. I'm going to do this instead.
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
Very witchy.
I think
We're labeling everything witchy today.
Everything
we
you're
like.
witch.
You're such a witch. What is a witch if not an independent
woman who goes her own way, or other, everybody really.
Yeah. Anyone who defies what is expected of them and lives their authentic truth.
Yeah.
And, maybe likes tarot and crystals and shit.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, wait, I do have a show and tell thing to bring to the table.
Please.
Okay, so long story short, my godfather died a few years ago. He left me the contents of his apartment. It's been in a storage locker for several years. Background given. I saw one time when I was going through it that he had the biggest amethyst I'd ever seen in my life, and then I put it in a box to bring to New York, and then I forgot which box it was and couldn't find it again. But I found it!
Yay!
Oh my god, you finally found it?
Check this out!
Whoa.
My God.
Isn't
Wow.
that look at it, it's like the size of my head. Oh.
I'm like,
That's like worth money.
Isn't that cool?
It's like so raw. Definitely take a picture of it so we can show everyone on our Instagram. That is
I will.
That is
gorgeous.
amazing. That is also
It
a
is.
weapon.
Bananas. Yeah, I know. I've been like carrying it around like an insane person.
Speaking of like energy and Reiki, I feel like I felt something right when you pulled it out. I don't know if it was just my own excitement, but I was like, "Ooh, that feels powerful. That's amazing."
Like, here,
It's
it's like
honestly been
my little amethyst.
Yeah. Oh, it's so nice. That's also pretty big. Or from this angle.
This is like, I could like maybe like have someone like fall down for a second if I hit them with this. That you could like that could
This
be
I
on
could
an
do
episode of
serious
Law and
damage.
Order.
Yeah.
I love that that's how we're measuring crystals. Could you kill a man with it?
Yeah. Could you kill a mediocre white man with it? Yes or no?
Yeah, you could. Not saying I would, but you could.
You could.
Is that
Beautiful.
is that near your bed by any chance?
No, this is my office.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I have an office right now.
I have an office as well. So like also like feel that. I love it. Love that for us.
Love that for us.
Yeah. And Kate, are you in your office too?
I am in my office.
Love
too,
that
yeah.
for all of us. I love that we all have
Ladies,
office.
Ladies in the
Listen.
Look at us, all moving up in the world. But amethyst is also like good to have like by your desk. But also like good to have like by your bed. If you want to have like very like vivid dreams.
Ooh,
Good to know. I didn't
intriguing.
know
Are you coming to my room tonight?
that. She's talking to her rock, guys.
Yes, Rock? I agree. Yes, I agree. I honestly was like weirdly obsessed with this rock after I couldn't find it. I was so mad. I was like, it's been like 2 years of me being like, can't find the rock.
I would carry it with me everywhere from room to room. I'd be obsessed as well. That thing is a beast. It's amazing.
It's so big. It's so weird. Why did he own it? I love it.
So cool. That's so cool. I love the idea too of family members, and especially like mentor types like aunts or uncles or godfathers, like, like passing down gifts to us, even in death, even after they've passed, in the way that people can give things, I think is, like meaningful lessons and ideas and treasures. I love that. I think that's really lovely from both of you.
Really
I just have I have a piece of howlite and some fluorite, rainbow fluorite.
Hey,
My little dust crystals for today.
waiting in the wings.
Oh, but I did buy something over the holidays. I got a new tarot deck.
Oh,
Hey! You got the Modern Witch!
I got that one for Christmas. That's the one I was gonna pull from.
Oh, great. Yeah, I love it. It was on sale. I saw it on sale on Etsy and it was like so cheap. And I was like, I'm just going to buy this because I've been eyeing this deck for a really long time on different Instagram posts, but not knowing whose it was or anything. And so
I was totally going to buy it for you for Christmas and forgot. I'm really glad I didn't.
I put this on because this came with the deck.
Ooh.
Yes.
So I put it on my phone to be as a reminder.
The Ten of Swords, right?
Yeah, the Ten of Swords, which is like one of my least favorite cards of all time. Like whenever I see it, I'm like, fuck! Like immediately, like I like want to like throw my tarot deck like across the room, and I'm like, no, I didn't see it. It's not happening.
Next card.
No, I love it. It's like that and the tower, and I'm like, no. And I'm like.
And the Nine of Swords too. I hate those as well.
I was gonna say I would prefer the Tower to the 9 and 10 of Swords. This I don't know why, but the 9 and 10 of Swords just give me like bad vibes.
There, because it's someone with like 9 or 10 swords in. Like, all of the swords kind of like even like the 3 of Swords. I'm like, oh my god, like they're just like.
Although, we should say that they're all about lessons. There's no such thing as a negative card. But, also, we're allowed to hate them. I hate them. I don't hate them. I really dread it anytime I see it. I think for me, because the 9 of Swords represents nightmares and anxiety and, like, sleepless nights and, like, and depression and, like, it's more of, like, almost like a mental suffering. I hate it worse. I hate it more.
The 10 of Swords, I remember when my last relationship, when it was ending, like the last month, I pulled the 10 of Swords like once a week, and I was like, no, like it's not this, but like everything else, like I'd be like, no, it's not that, it's talking about this, and like everything in my body was like, bitch, it's about the relationship. And then once it happened, I was like, it was about my relationship. So I feel like whenever I see that, I'm like, ah! No.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the devil. I was doing that. I was a past relationship that was very problematic and toxic. I kept pulling the devil every time, and I was like, God, like, but I like him.
But I like him.
The devil's a real, like, there's just cards, like, I keep getting, like, I've got 10 of Swords a couple of times, and I was like, what is it that, but then I was also reading how, like, that and the Tower, it's also like change that kind of like needs to happen. Like think about what's not serving you. And I think I was like, oh, like maybe it's things that are happening in your work life that aren't serving you right now that like you need to change. So it's not I think I just also associated like Ten of Swords as like a relationship ending, as opposed to it's like, no, it's just an ending. Like it's not specific to like
Yeah.
a particular, it's like an ending. It's like an inevitable ending, like something that's not working. Just like the Tower is like change, which terrifies me.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's necessary change.
I know it's always there. It's always God. Sorry. There's so many cars. Okay, it's always hard to see these kind of cards. I think that highlight the more unpleasant, less fun aspects of life. But life is a series of endings and beginnings, and change is so necessary. And it's like the quarter life crisis, the Saturn's return. My brother's going through the thick of it right now, and I tell him like just get through it. It's gonna suck for a while, but it will get better. You know, you just have to kind of work through it and be kind to yourself.
Did everyone wait? Because my Saturn return just finished. Did anyone else's Saturn return just finish? It was in.
I've been done for a couple of years now.
Okay.
I forget. I think mine ended like a year ago.
Okay.
I don't know though. I could be making that up entirely.
Because mine ended in December when Saturn in Capricorn ended, and now we're like Saturn in Aquarius, and how like also like the 8 like Aquarius, and like I'm forgetting the names, but how like Aquarius is in, or not, there's a planet that's in Aquarius for the next 200 years, and that's like going to change all of this stuff. But yeah, my Saturn return, like it like came and kicked me in the ass. But I feel like I learned, like, because I knew it was happening. I think if I wasn't into astrology, and I think too, like Reiki, tarot, astrology, all of that also really helped me understand myself a lot better. So like once I found out like my placements in my chart, I was like, aha, like there's a part of me that I like understand a little bit better. And like since I knew that my Saturn return was happening, it made it like a little bit easier. I was like, okay, this is like why I feel a little crazy right now. It's because like, there's
not
the stuff in the sky is actually like,
it literally happens to everybody.
It happens to everyone. And it's just like, oh, like that's what it means. Like it's like, this is my introduction into adulthood, and this is like, and because it's happening to me in Capricorn, and like now I'm starting to realize like things that I was told that I needed to do to be happy aren't making me happy. And so like readjusting that. So I actually, and I say this now that I'm done with it, really enjoyed my Saturn return. Feel like I grew a lot. But then when I saw it was done, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's amazing that you did have, just as an outsider, as a friend looking on, like you did have an extraordinary Saturn's return. I mean, you've become a yoga teacher, you've become a Reiki practitioner, like you're finding what is truly making you happy. And, you know, we've talked about this before, of like you kind of looking at your career and your interests, and like, and that's a big part of it too. I think a lot of shifts in direction happen during this time. So I think that's great. Job lost, jobs gained.
Exactly. And I think it's just like, I don't know. I really love astrology, and I feel like that and tarot are two, like, while I will like read tarot, like I still like my like guidebooks whenever I'm looking at tarot, I'm still like, I need to have them close by because there's so many different interpretations. And I also like, I'm like, I just want to make sure I have Capricorn and Taurus stellium. So I'm also like, I want to make sure I get it right. So, but I think with tarot and astrology, there's also like so many layers, and like, you know, tarot, like there's some people only read upright, some people read reverse as well. So many different interpretations. And with astrology, there's like the planets and the houses. Like I still am lost on what all the fucking houses mean. I'm like, I don't know what it means that I have 3 planets in this house in this. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. Astrology is hard. Even when I learn about it, I feel like I don't retain it. I have to like reread things a lot.
Yeah, I think we did a whole astrology deep dive in our first season with our friend Durgadas, and like,
And then we did another one, and I still feel like
it's it's still very hard. It's like it's a lot of math and science, to be honest. Like it's a lot of like degrees and yeah,
like Saturn trine this and square that. I'm like, what does it mean? So yeah, no, I think, but also like having somewhat of an understanding of it helps. I also find it very interesting when people are like, astrology isn't real, and I'm like, excuse me. I saw a tweet the other day that was like, if astrology isn't real, then how come Trump, Kanye, and I think it was Azalea Banks maybe, are all Gemini? Very true.
Geminis.
I have a Gemini. I was petrified of Geminis and Scorpios, and then I have like both of them in my chart, and I was like, oh my God, what happened?
Yes. We often fear what we are ourselves. I want to get to our tarot card drop, but it's so like lovely to talk with you, and I feel like you're in such a great place and rooted and centered in your life. And I did take your yoga class on New Year's Day, and it was like one of the best ways, I think, to ring in the new year. I got really high per your suggestion beforehand. And it was restorative yoga, and I had like just my twinkle Christmas lights on in the living room, and that was it. And I burned some incense, and it was raining outside. I was like, wow, how is it possible to be this happy right now? Like, I just felt so relaxed and comforted. So thank you for that. If anyone wants to take classes with you in the future or reach out to you or just follow you, how can they do so?
Right now, I would say the best way is to follow me on Instagram at Carmen Marissa. I do have a Reiki Instagram, but I'm kind of like in the process of trying to rebrand and see if that's what I want to do. So I'm just going to say at Carmen Marissa. I am also teaching once a week in January and February on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Pacific Time with Highlights Brooklyn. It's highlightsbk.com. But it's it's the hashtag is Stoners Who Care. But it's an online community for people who are advocates for cannabis, who want to practice like mindful consumption and also advocacy, and just want to hang out with like other like-minded people. The class is a half-hour long, so it's not super long. And if you want to, like, I'll be before class starts, like, if you want to take a hit, take your hit. So it's very chill. And yeah, through Instagram is the best way to contact me about classes, Reiki sessions, tarot sessions, or if you just want to talk shit.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Yay.
Shall we draw our card of the week?
Yes. Kate, since you already have it there, and it was going to be from I was going to use the same deck. I say go for it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You have it there. Like, I'm going to use the same exact one. I love that. It's also such a beautiful deck.
Yes.
I also feel like I have, like, I just want to buy every deck that I see.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, that one's cute. I was like, ooh, that one's so cute. That one's so pretty. So I have to be like, no.
I know, I have a pretty bad obsession. Well, how about this? Why don't we both draw a card then, and then we'll see what.
Okay, let me just grab it 1 second.
Okay.
Ooh. Dueling modern witch decks.
Oh, I got the Wheel of Fortune.
I got the Lovers.
Nice.
Hey! What? Pair.
I know
That's pretty
two major arcana.
Yeah.
No sword.
I feel
no
no
sword.
swords. No swords.
No
No swords. The lovers, I feel like we've talked about a lot on
Quite
this
a bit.
podcast in some ways.
I'm not super familiar with the Wheel of Fortune, honestly.
Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune I know less about. I feel like it's like the turning of the wheel. Google it.
Life cycles.
It has,
Yeah, I'm looking
well,
it
I
up
know
right
it has the signs of like Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius on it.
now.
So I believe those are
And
fixed.
Virgo.
Oh, it's Virgo?
Yeah, isn't this Virgo? So I have, sorry. That's Aquarius, right? Is that Taurus?
Yes.
And then isn't that Virgo?
I think that's Leo.
Oh, that's Leo. Then what's this one?
That's Scorpio.
Oh, that's Scorpio.
Because I think it's like all of the fixed signs of the zodiac.
Oh.
That's what it is.
So I'm looking at Biddy Tarot. And upright, it means good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, and a turning point. The Wheel of Fortune reminds you that the wheel is always turning and life is in a state of constant change. If you're going through a difficult time, rest assured that it will get better from here. Good luck and good fortune will make their return in time. Similarly, if things are going well, know this too will change, and life may return to quote-unquote normal soon. This cycle shows why it is so important to cherish the blissful moments in your life and make the most of them while they are within reach, because in a flash, they could be gone. Wow, this feels like a very appropriate card for Biden's inauguration day.
Yep.
Cool.
Just it. And the lovers, though, I think, well, this kind of, I feel like both of these cards are very much in tune with what we just talked about. Like, like that life is cyclical. It's, embracing change as hard as it may be, but also practicing self-love and self-care, making difficult choices for yourself and trying to just go with the flow. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because the lovers is really, people often see it and think like relationships and love, but really it's about, like, in terms of where it is in the major arcana, it's about the step where you actually choose taking care of yourself and like what you need, even if it means letting go of things that you love or feel attached to. But it can also mean romantic love.
Right. But it's the decision to choose love, I think, that makes this card different than, like, say, the Two of Cups.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like from there you go into the Chariot, I think, and the Chariot is like you blazing forward into your future. Until bad things happen. And then again, good things happen. And then you go again.
Life. This is life.
That's life. In the words of Frank Sinatra, that's life.
Oh, very true.
And it's at Carmen Marissa, is that right?
Yes.
2 S's.
2 S's, yes.
Yeah, I may have to hit you up for a Reiki session. Yeah. I already feel more balanced after this talk, so thank you both. And I guess that'll do it for us as well on the Witchcast podcast. I hope you all are hanging in there. You can follow us at Witchcast Podcast on Instagram, or email us at witchcastpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions for future guests or topics for future episodes, let us know. And you can also find more info on all of our episodes and guests on our website at witchcastpodcast.com. And maybe if you like us, leave us a little review, a little rating on our Apple Podcasts. It helps people find us. A little subscribe, a little like, a little rating. We really appreciate it. It means a lot.
We love it. And until next time, hex yeah!
'Cause it's Witchcast.